Toronto police have arrested a suspect following a violent carjacking last night. Investigators believe he's responsible for a series of incidents. They include gunshots and attempted carjackings a day earlier. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick takes us through what's transpired in this case.
Well, this all started Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, around 5 a.m. That's when the Ontario Provincial Police started getting 911 calls from drivers on Highway 401. This is in Mississauga, so to the west of Toronto. And they were reporting that a man was on the highway, walking on the highway, pointing a handgun at drivers and shooting at them. Some of this, Andrew, was captured on dash cam video. Some drivers posting the footage to social media. Showing the man on the highway. CBC interviewed the man that had this video. He described how he drove past the man, saw the gun, drove past him, and when he looked in his rear view mirror, he says he saw a flash of light and heard a popping sound, the gunshot sound. He is among the drivers who called 911, reporting what they were seeing. Police saying at least 10 cars were hit by bullets. Thankfully, no one was injured. Then the suspect did carjack someone, stole a car from someone, and fled the area. That vehicle was later recovered later in the day in Etobicoke, so a different part of the city. And then the OPP issued a public safety alert with a description of the suspect. So that was on Tuesday. Yesterday, they updated the information they had, saying they'd identified the suspect. They named him as Troy Ledrew, a 29-year-old man. They said they considered him armed and dangerous. They issued an arrest warrant for him. They were on the hunt for him yesterday, Andrew. And then last night in Toronto, in the east end of the city, around 7 p.m., Toronto police started getting phone calls with reports of gunshots being fired at motorists and of a carjacking. And one of those carjackings, the victim was shot. And that is an adult male who was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries. Toronto police saying they believe the suspect attempted multiple carjackings, fired multiple shots at cars. They pursued the suspect to that gas station you're seeing on the screen there, and you see the vehicle with severe damage. They say that was the vehicle that the suspect was driving when they intercepted him. They say he then fled on foot. Officers gave chase and they were able to catch up with him and arrest him without incident, they say, and they do say that he had a loaded handgun on him. Here's what police are saying about all this, these incidents, the randomness of them, and the relief that they were able to catch the suspect.
I don't think it's a situation anybody can ever plan for, and incredibly concerning, the actions, and we've been working this case diligently for well over 24 hours, and I can simply say that we haven't even been able to establish a motive of any kind at this point, so that's extremely concerning, but I'm glad on behalf of certainly my agency and my investigative team, to the efforts of Toronto Police, that we've been able to apprehend this individual, and thankfully no further public safety risk exists.
And so, Megan, where do things stand now?
Toronto Police put out a news release this morning with a long list of charges that they have now laid against the suspect, Troy Ledrew. And those charges include 2 counts of attempted murder, 6 counts of robbery, aggravated assault, 6 counts of car theft using violence, multiple charges related to the possession of a firearm, as well as failure to comply with probation. He did make a court appearance today, earlier, a brief court appearance where he confirmed he wanted to speak to a lawyer, and then the matter was adjourned until later today. The OPP, meanwhile, saying they are also preparing charges. Andrew, those could be amended, but those charges expected to include also attempted murder and robbery with a firearm. We're also watching for any updates on that shooting victim. Again, the latest we have is that he was rushed to hospital last night in life-threatening condition.
The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick.